Greetings to all you Airbuddy divers out there. After a beautiful day's diving, I am often confronted with the problem that I have managed to get some water inside my compressor. So here's my compressor here, and when I undid the straps and looked in the chamber at the end of the dive, there was water present. This sometimes happens when you're in rough swells or getting in and out. Even considering that I have made myself a inordinately long snorkel that actually stops you sucking in if you're in a bit of swell. It's really quite good. The normal snorkel is about this high, and this one is quite a bit taller, but it just flips from side to side really. There's no mass in it, so it has no trouble at all. It doesn't affect the buoyancy, and it sucks just like a normal snorkel would, but I still sometimes manage to get water in when I'm carrying the thing out from through the swell or the surf. Sometimes water gets in the compressor. This is bad. What to do about it? You can't get to the insides of the compressor. What can you do if salt water gets on your compressor vanes? Well, I have a solution that you can rinse the compressor vanes once you come out from your dive using, would you believe, this thing, which is a nebulizer. You can't spray WD-40 in there for the compressor vanes. What can you do? So I thought, if I could get fresh water in on the compressor valves, that would be better than having salt water sit there. So I thought, well, what I might do is use this this little thing, which is basically a nebulizer, and it makes a stream of nebulized air. So what I do is I hook up my my outlet hose directly to the compressor in water, and we have it coming out here, and I connect this pipe to this bit of plastic. You'll see it in a sec. There we go. And I put, there's a cut here, the slot. I've cut a little slot so that the pressure doesn't get too much. And this, when I turn the compressor on, will make, here it comes, believe it or not, see that coming out there? That is fresh water in a very fine nebulized spray. This is ideal for running through the compressor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to encourage this nebulized spray using a bit of a CPAP machine to go through the compressor. And I'm going to run it like this for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes in the hope that the fresh water will displace the salt water on the compressor. So you can run the nebulized fresh water through the compressor for a while, and then run it with no nebulized water and cause the heat to dry it off, in the hope that you can get rid of any incrustations of salt on the interior of the compressor. Now I figured this is not such a bad thing to do, because when it's operating on the ocean, the air is very moist anyway, and so moist air is going to be drawn in. This is only just slightly more moist than normal air. Anyway, that's the idea. So I usually do this on a dive only if I notice I've got liquid coming out from the, when I take the compressor cover off, I always look for liquid to see if any liquids got in after a dive. And on this occasion today, when I went to Shark Point and Gordon's Bay, at the end of the day there was water in there, which was very bad, which I hate. And you've got to do something about it, or else, I mean, it's not perfect. The guys at Airbuddy would say, don't do this, but what are you going to do? You have to do something. They'd probably say, don't go diving in the places I go diving, but oh well. Another thing that I do is I clean my battery terminals, because sometimes a bit of salt water can make your terminals look all corroded. These ones are nice and clean because I have been using 400 wet and dry on them. Whenever they look bad, I always keep 400 wet and dry in my dive kit for whenever the battery terminals and this makes quite a difference because the voltage is only quite low, so if you lose half a volt across a corroded terminal or a bad terminal, you know, it makes a big difference. So in 12 volts, that's quite a bit. So you should keep a little bit of wet and dry handy in case your terminals, and these ones too, these ones aren't usually so affected, but the brass can suffer. So